really repping my like true school spirit today. You know what I'm saying? Hey guys, what's up? It's Hannah, and today I am coming back to you guys with another advice video. Today I decided to do a video that I thought would be very helpful for maybe some of you guys who are going to be incoming college freshmen next year. I mean, honestly, who knows what's going to happen at this point. So today, I'm going to be doing the ultimate college dorm life survival guide, as coming from somebody who survived living in a dorm for 1 year and 1 year only, and then I moved out. Without further ado, let's just get into how I survived living in my dorm, because it was an experience, and I do in fact have many things to say about. One of the first ways to enjoy your dorm experience as much as you can is do not bring too much shit. It's just so easy to feel like you need to bring all your clothes and all your shoes and all your room decor. You don't need it all. I promise you, you are not going to wear all of the clothing that you think you're gonna wear. Most of the time in college, I went to classes dressed like this. Your dorm is already so small, you don't need any more stuff to clutter your space, because your roommate's already gonna have stuff to clutter your space, then you're gonna clutter. It's just gonna become like this big ball of clutter that you don't need, so just don't do it. Definitely just try to keep the place clean. Try to create kind of like a cleaning schedule with your roommate. I didn't do this, it's just a recommendation I would make to you. Also, try to do like a deep clean, like maybe like once a month, bi-monthly. You're gonna spill something, something is gonna knock over, and you're gonna want to do like a legitimate clean. I don't just mean like pick some things up and shove it in your closet, like actually Clorox some shit down, you know, it's just gonna have to happen. Also, along with cleaning, figure out who's gonna take out the trash and be consistent with it. When I was a freshman, and I loved my roommate, so no shade to her, she was honestly a very good roommate, but oh my god, we hated taking out the trash and the recycling. It would pile up. I mean, there were days that it was like a balancing act. I would say for me, I think the best way to do it would be like to switch off. So like one day your roommate takes it out and then the next week you take it out. That's just the fairest thing to do. Now, clearly if it's getting to a point where it's like we are literally getting close to having a bug infestation, somebody just take it out. Lastly, about cleaning, if you do get dirty, keep it on your side of the room. Moving on to the next thing. While I said to not bring a lot of stuff, do decorate your room at least a little bit, because here's the thing. It's a dorm room, it's not the best living situation, but you have to live there for an entire year. Also, a couple tips to make your dorm more comfortable and homey. 1, buy a mattress pad. I promise you this will make your life so much easier. I didn't have a mattress pad my freshman year, and I wish I would have had one, because oh my lord, like, my bed just was not comfortable. And not only that, but I had a lofted bed, so I would have to climb every night onto this like brick of a mattress. Please do it. It'll make your sleep a lot better, and it's important to get good sleep in college, so just do yourself a favor and do it. Another one, have lighting in the room that is not your overhead light, because those overhead lights look like medical, like hospital lights. Lastly, this one's optional, but I would still recommend to do it because I think it's fun. Decorate for holidays, okay? It's fun. It kind of changes up the setting a little bit, and it kind of just like boosts morale every time that you decorate. You're like, oh my gosh, now I have like a cute, fun setting to be around that's, you know, festive. This one I didn't initially have on my list, but I do think it's important, and me and my roommate did not do this, and that is learn how to deal with the technical aspects of your room early. And what I mean by this mainly is learn how to open the window and learn how to use your AC and your heating unit. Neither me or my roommate ever did this. We never knew how to open the window, and we also never knew how to like use our heating or AC unit. Moving on, this one is important. Decide the rules with your roommates early on. Basically what I mean by this is just to set expectations for like the simple things. So things like having guests over, food, sharing things, sharing food, sharing clothing. All of these things are things that if decided on early, they don't have to become problems. However, if you don't decide on them early, then they can become problems. All you have to do is like have a conversation when you first get to the room and be like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? It just makes things so much easier to like get along with the person. And here's the other thing. you don't have to be best friends with your roommate. In fact, it's fine if you're not. I knew probably more people who were not best friends with their roommate than people that were. But I feel like you should at least try to get along with your roommate because you do have to like live with this person. If problems do arise with your roommate, figure them out right then and there, because the thing is, it's like being married. I mean, it's not really like being married, but it's like a similar situation because you're living with the person and you can't really escape them. So if you have a problem with something that your roommate is doing or people they're bringing over or something like that, nip it in the bud right then and there, because it's not going to get better if you just let it keep going. And ultimately, if there are problems that you just can't solve, do know that most universities like offer ways to switch roommates or switch rooms or switch to a different dorm if you're really having trouble. All right, so now moving on to more of just like kind of general how to live your life in a dorm tips. Starting off, let's begin with showering and doing your laundry. These are two activities that are gonna have to change a little bit when you move to college. First things first, starting off with showering, you are gonna have to start showering at some wacky times. If you don't, you're either one, gonna be waiting in line for a shower for like 20 minutes, or two, you're gonna have to shower with like 3 other people around you, and it's just like not the most comfortable experience. The prime time, the best times to shower in my opinion at college, you basically have 2 options. The first one is to shower from, I would say, around like 11 a.m. to like 4 p.m. when like most people are in class, or shower after midnight. That's your other option. And the reason that I recommend those is because if you want like a nice alone time, just like calming shower, you're not gonna get that at normal showering times. Also, same for laundry, like you're gonna have to start doing that at some wacky times too. And also, for the love of God, do not do your laundry on Sunday. That is when everybody does their laundry. Also, another tip with doing laundry, just real quick, is when your laundry is done, like on the minute, get your laundry. Because like I said before, college students are ruthless and they will not pass up a chance to take your laundry out of the machine and then put theirs in. I mean, I've done this before, I will admit it, because I mean, you just need a machine and they're kind of like a commodity in college. This one is something that I never really thought of while I was living in the dorms, but I would recommend just watching your grocery shopping. Now, what I mean by this is if you live in a dorm, you probably only have a mini fridge. I went ham on the grocery shopping. Oh my God, I would go to Target. There's like this fancy kind of like Whole Foods-esque grocery store that is like next to my college, that's like next to the Target. I went ham there because obviously like I've never shopped at Whole Foods at home. I'm not that fancy. So I came to college and I was like, holy shit, it's time to get fancy. I promise you, you're gonna spend like a good $50, $60, $70 on groceries. Half of that shit is not gonna get eaten. I remember when I first went shopping at Target with my roommate, we like got Danimals because I just like wanted Danimals. Did I drink a Danimals? I think I drank like 2 and then we chucked the rest because I didn't ever drink them. So just like be logical, make a list, honestly. Now, I kind of touched on this in like talking about the showering part of it, but let's just go over real quick bathroom etiquette. First of all, wear shower shoes. Just do it. Don't question it. Wear shower shoes. This is one that like is not required, but I would just say it's good etiquette, it's good manners. Try to only play music in the shower if you are one, the only person in the showers at the time, and also do not blare your shower music for everybody on the floor to hear. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but there would be so many times when I was living in the dorm where like you would walk into, like I would get off the elevator and go to my room and you just knew that somebody was showering because you could just hear like blaring music, and I just, it's not necessary. Lastly, this one, just a quick tip, you're gonna have to learn to shave standing up. It's really inconvenient, but honestly, your balance will be great by the time you move out of the dorm, so there's that. This one is maybe a controversial one. I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I feel like not everybody agrees with this, and even I, to a certain extent, am like, meh, I don't know. But I will say, try to keep your door open for at least the first like week or two of living in the dorm. This is just really helpful for like meeting people. A lot of times people will just kind of like walk into your room and be like, hey, what's up, or like, my name is this. It honestly is the most helpful to just kind of get familiar with the faces and the names of people that are living in your hallway. So even if you're not gonna meet like your best friend from keeping your door open, it's kind of helpful just to let you like know who's living next to you. Also, another thing about like living and just kind of like using space in your dorm room is use your community spaces. My dorm had the best lounge. It was like on the main level where you would go to the elevators to go to your floor. On the main level of my dorm, there was this huge lounge, and I basically started living there. Another one, this is helpful. Make friends with your CA. Now, we call them CAs. I know some people call them like RAs or HAs, but we call them CAs for like community advisor. But it's basically like an upperclassman that just kind of like watches over your dorm floor. Make best friends with them. I promise you it will make your life so much easier. They will be so much more lenient on you. I luckily had a really like super chill CA. I'm not gonna like say his name, but he was so chill. But I know some people did have like pretty strict CAs, and so just like make friends with your RA, your CA, whatever you call like your hall advisor type person. Because if they ever do catch you doing anything sketchy, which hopefully you're not in the first place, but you know, if you do, they might let you off easier with that one. Getting towards the end of this video, let's just talk about like some common dorm courtesy. Don't blare your music, especially on nights and weekdays. I would recommend this. Weekends, it's not as big of a deal because like most people are either like hanging out with their friends or going out or going to parties anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But on like weekdays and weeknights, I would really recommend like just not blaring your music, because again, that's the time that most people are trying to like study or get work done. Also, this is another big one, but if you are coming in late to your dorm, be quiet. Like, I know it can be hard. There were many a night that I came home to my dorm from parties at like a quite late hour of the night, but just like try to be quiet. And lastly, bring headphones. You're really gonna want to bring headphones because like I said, a lot of people don't follow those courtesy rules, so just bring headphones so if people are loud, you can block it out. And lastly, my last bit of advice for living in the dorms is try to get out of there sometimes. I would not recommend spending all of your time in your dorm. I know it's very enticing because you're like, it's comfy, it's my room, but like that is honestly the main reason I would not recommend spending all of your time in there. And also use that time to get alone time, because it can be really hard to get alone time when you're living in a dorm. And I know like for myself as an introvert, that was one of the hardest parts about living in a dorm, and even like living in my sorority house this past year was just getting my alone time doesn't come often. So that would be my recommendation. If you're not an extrovert like me and you're looking to get some alone time, then just... So that was all of my advice about living and surviving dorm life. It's definitely maybe like not the best living situation, but it can also be fun because it is so crappy and you're just kind of like commiserating with all of the people that you live with. I hope this helped you, and if you are entering dorm life next year or anytime soon, good luck. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you know every time I post a video, because I think they're pretty good, they're pretty helpful maybe. Also, don't forget to like this video so I know that you guys did like it, and don't forget to comment down below to tell me what you guys would like to see from me, because I want to know your guys' input. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!
It's not for me to say.